Talk this.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
I'm one of your hosts, Madelyn.
I'm your other host, Emma.
And welcome to our side quest.
Yeah.
And a belated Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I think we mentioned it last time. We did not do a countdown into Valentine's Day.
Or Happy Ash Wednesday, I guess.
That too.
I guess you don't say...
No, wait, we had a discussion about this at work.
Sad Ash Wednesday.
Sort of just, I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to be sad either. I think you're just supposed to be Ash Wednesday.
Thought you're supposed to, be repenting for your sins.
Oh, that's true.
Repentful Ash Wednesday to everybody. What'd you give up for Lent? Let us know.
I'm trying to set a better morning routine.
I'm giving up nothing because I choose not to deny myself happiness.
Wow.
Smile.
Delightful. Well, we're certainly not giving up discussing on air every 2 weeks what we've been playing the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, Emma, because it's a side quest episode, and that's what we talk about on our side quests, what did we decide we're calling them? Not memory cards. Memory cards are old school.
Save data. Mm-hmm.
What's your save data from the past 2 weeks?
Well, I just got a new game for the PlayStation 4 called Iconoclasts, or Iconoclast. I can't remember if it's singular or plural, but it's something like that. I've only played it once. I've only had time, really, to play it once. But it's sort of a platformer, puzzle, shooter thing. Where, you play as Robin? Is that your name? I don't remember. You play as this blonde girl.
You know a lot about this game.
I know. Who is working as a mechanic, only it's against the law. They're run by a sort of religious, cultish sort of group that assigns everybody their occupations, so that you can't choose your occupation. And mechanics, you're not allowed to work as a unlicensed mechanic. So she gets in trouble and gets thrown in jail, and she has to break out and go against whatever they're called, the Concern. They're called the Concern, which I thought was a great name for a cultish religious group.
That is a fun name. That's points for that. And
so
is
you
the
do
game
a lot of
fun?
Yeah, it's fun. I'm not very good at spatial awareness. That makes sense? It's you have different stages in a platformer, right? And then you move from screen to screen as you hit the edge. And I am not great at remembering how each thing fits together. And sometimes there are puzzles where you have to make your way back and forth and do things, and I can't remember how to get back to places from where I am, and I end up getting confused and sometimes a little bit frustrated. But overall, besides those few moments where it's mostly my own failings making the game more difficult for me, it's fun.
And have you been playing anything else? Is Iconoclast singular or plural? We're not even sure. I mean, what else have you been playing?
I can't remember. What has been really great, because I'm staying at home right now because to save money while I'm working this internship for school that I'm doing. But that means that a lot of times my game systems are hooked up to the TV downstairs, and a lot of times my family wants to watch the TV downstairs. So the Switch has been actually super helpful for that, because I can just take it out and play the game right on the thing when someone wants to use the TV, which is nice, I didn't think I would be using that function a lot, but in terms of if I was living by myself, I would not be using that function a lot, but it's nice when you're sharing something with someone. So I've been playing Fire Emblem Warriors still. I took a break from it for a while, but I've been playing it again. Finally upgraded. I got used some master seals on a few units, and it makes their stats. it makes their stats go up, like, it, like, doubles them. It's
That's
just,
good
like,
to know.
it's insane. Yeah, it, like, doubles their stats. It doesn't set them back to level 1 like it does in the normal Fire Emblem. It keeps their level. It just gives them the stat boost.
Oh, so there's literally no reason not to use them.
Yeah, kind of. Although I've still been, like, waiting until they're level 30 just because, like, out of habit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so I upgraded 2 of my units. And they got their special swords, as all Fire Emblem protagonists have to get their special swords. After they're, like... this story, I don't even feel bad, like, sort of not paying attention to the story at all, because it's clear that the people who made this game did not pay attention to the story at all. They were like, here's some plot beats. They're gonna happen. Let's just do it like that. Because there's this whole chapter, they have their shield, and as soon as they leave it with the one guy, I'm like, something's gonna happen to that guy.
Oh no.
That guy's gonna die. That guy's dead. And their shield's gonna get lost. Because it's, like, so out of the blue. They're like, we both want to go fight. And one of the guys like, no, but you got the shield. We can't risk both of you. And they're like, okay, Darius, take the shield. And he's like, oh, that's not what I meant. Oh, but fine, I'll take the shield. I was like, what? Something bad's gonna happen. But the gameplay is really fun. Still really fun.
Yeah, I've been loath. I've also been taking a break from Fire Emblem because I know I just have to go back and, like, level grind my character so I can get through that level from hell.
Just go through history mode. History mode is fun.
I know. I'm gonna do it. I've just not been excited to do it for whatever reason. It'll eventually come back around in the rotation.
Mm-hmm. But Madelyn, I know you also got a new game recently for you.
I did. So for Valentine's Day, because I guess Mom misses me or something, I miss you guys too. I got Uncooked for the Switch. Which, correct me if I'm wrong.
Is it uncooked or is it overcooked?
Shoot, you're right. I knew Uncooked sounded wrong.
We're not great with these titles, clearly.
Overcooked. Well, I've been having trouble with this one ever since, like, I just can't hold the name in my head for some reason. The problem is I'm also playing Burnout. And that sounds a little bit like burning food anyway. Yeah, so I got Overcooked, which did it come out on the Switch originally, or is it originally on Wii U?
I don't know what it originally came out on, but it's not an original Switch game. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't think so.
It doesn't really make the other consoles.
True facts. So this is not really my what have you been playing the last 2 weeks? This is really my what have you played in the 2 days before we recorded this episode, when you thought to yourself, you better make some time to play video games or your part of this podcast is going to be really freaking boring this week. When you're like, I had to work. I didn't have any time. So, yeah, we're really recapping the last 2 days of video game play. But I have played several different games, so I made sure that I had content to share with you. So you're welcome, listeners.
Content.
Hashtag content.
Okay.
Anyway, so I tried out Overcooked last night for the first time, and it's super fun. I had heard from Mom that Emma had not supported the purchase of this game, and so I texted her this morning being like, I don't understand, like, it's super fun, why would you hate this? But Emma had a fair point, which, Emma, what was your point?
That it's not a particularly fun game to play solo.
Yeah, and I can see that that's probably absolutely right, because most of the fun of this game is slowly destroying my relationship. That's really the fun of it. It's saying, no, you wash the dishes! No, you wash the dishes! Just like I do in real life. Just kidding. Josh, go check and see if the dishes are washed, because I know you're probably forgetting while you're listening to this podcast. Love you. He probably heard that from outside the door, too. And he's like, Madelyn hates me. No, but it's really, really fun. I just got a text from him. He says, wow, fight me.
Oh, man. Live on air, a relationship comes to an end.
No more clickbait boyfriend. Is that what you want? Anyway. No, Overcooked is super fun. It's not, we got much better at it. Sometimes, we usually have to play levels twice to get that 3-star mode. But there's a lot of really creative stuff going on. We play the level, I should probably, he keeps texting me. I should probably explain how the game actually works. So basically it's like, you are like little chef dudes and you eventually get different characters. I'm playing as a raccoon chef in a wheelchair right now. Which I was very impressed. I was like, disabled raccoons, look at that inclusivity. But you're these little chefs, and it's like in the future, it's like 2030, and you're with the Onion King and his dog, Kevin. Oh. Also bonus points for human named dog. Mm-hmm. And like something is going wrong. Josh identified it as the flying spaghetti monster, but there's some kind of spaghetti creature that is like wreaking havoc, and we aren't good enough chefs to sate its appetite. So the Onion King time travels us back to the year 1993 to learn how to be better chefs. And so we're driving around in our food truck, like cooking meals in all these different places. So you cook a meal on a pirate ship, and you cook burgers, and you do soup, and you do all these different kinds of food in different areas and stuff with different challenges. We just did one on 2 moving trucks. And basically it's a teamwork coordination game. So like somebody has to be like getting out. It's just like 2 buttons, right? You have a button to pick things up, you have a button to like do actions, and you move around. So it's pretty simple gameplay, which is nice because you're just using the crappy little, not crappy, but you know what I mean, the tiny little, you can't use it in like controller mode on the Switch. And yeah, it's just a matter of like getting it down to a science of like who's picking up the onion, who's putting it in the pot, who's making sure it doesn't burn, who's washing the dirty dishes. Which I realize sounds very monotonous, which is actually exactly why Mom got it for me, because she thought it seemed similar to Stardew Valley. Which, like, I appreciate that. She's absolutely right. And it is fun. Although, in, like, sort of the opposite, kind of the panicked way that Stardew Valley is very relaxing. But that's been really fun. I'm probably going to play more after we finish this podcast, if Josh is even still out there. So, we'll see. Let's see. I've also been playing another new, my last Christmas present of the year, from Dad, which is Burnout Paradise.
Woo!
Yeah. Burnout Paradise, I had thought that we had this one, but I'm wrong. I was confusing this one with, I think, Burnout Revenge. Because we had 2 Burnout games.
That's, hard. Always mix those up. Revenge, Paradise, same thing.
Same thing. But mostly the game that we played as kids, which we talked about in the Burnout episode, which, if you've been following our Flashback Fridays, was a recent Flashback Friday Focus podcast. Focus podcast? The heck does that mean, Madelyn? Whatever. Spotlight is the word I was trying to say. And Burnout Paradise is different.
Is it in Hawaii?
No, it's in fictional Paradise City. But it's open world.
It's open world?
You drive around. Every stoplight you can stop at and you can do an event. You have to navigate.
Wow.
Like during the races.
That's yeah. I don't remember anything like that. Although you definitely, I think, played more Burnout than I did.
You don't remember it because it's exclusive to Burnout Paradise. And so we're having fun, but it was a little bit of a shock. Also, I don't think that there's a crash mode.
There's no crash mode. What is this?
Not that I can find. Nor is there any local co-op.
Is this even a real... I don't think Burnout had any local co-op, even the ones that we played.
No, it definitely did. We could definitely take down against each other.
I mostly remember the crash mode, and that was definitely just one player.
So I don't want this to sound like a harsh review of the game. The game is still super fun. It's just like I'm not as much better at Josh at it than I thought I would be.
Oh, darn.
I know. So like, what's even the point? No, it does have that kind of nostalgia, like, oh, we'll pass the controller back and forth and trade off races, and that's kind of fun. And it's still, takedowns are just as satisfying as they always are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a super fun game. I was just surprised. I didn't realize they'd made this open world Burnout. And apparently, I'm reading this week, they're planning to remake it for the PS4.
Ooh. Just another reason that Madelyn has to get a PS4.
Yes,
sometime
so
in the near future.
The Burnout game that I already own. So that's been fun. And then, my third installment, see folks, I did my homework. Even though I didn't have time for video games, I made time.
Wow.
So, don't ever say
Very
I don't
admirable.
love Talk This. I finally, literally from my save file, I could see, the last time I had played this game was December 17th. I played a little bit more of Birth by Sleep.
Wow.
I played the command board for the first time.
Oh, the command board sucks.
Oh, I love it. It's such a dumb little Monopoly minigame. I'm all about it. I've lost every time. I've played 4 times. I lost every time.
I can't believe you love the command board of all the features.
For those that have not played, the command board in Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, as if we could get through an episode of Talk This without name dropping Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah, no, it's not possible.
Literally not At least this week it's recently now it's trendy, right? Now Kingdom Hearts 3 is in the news. We can talk about it without it just being get over it, pick another game.
Yeah. We're on topic now. We're on the pulse of the gaming world. So yeah.
Anyway, now that Emma is busy, now that she's done flashing her credentials there, being #on the pulse. The command board, it's basically this weird little, it's like Monopoly. It's literally Monopoly. Except you use your ability cards and you level them up by putting the equivalent of hotels on them. And it's dumb, but sometimes you just need a little bit of dumb entertainment.
It's
also, just in case you were wondering, the name's Ventus, but you can call me Ven.
Yeah?
Just, in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah. It's fun when you have played them several times and you start to notice certain phrases that they'll say over and over again. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora, Donald, and Goofy will introduce themselves over and over again. Only in that order, though.
I do have a graphic that I'm saving for a blog post that counts the number of times they say darkness in each game.
Darkness. It's probably, is it 1,000 or something up there?
I don't think it's quite that many, but it's a lot.
Man.
I will say, so having played, I started playing I finished Terra's a long time ago now, and I'm now, I guess I must be getting near the end of Ventus, but you can call me Vens. I would probably recommend people start with Ventus.
Really?
Just because I know what happens with Terra, it feels a little less suspenseful.
See, I think I found that better. I mean, I think you have to play Aqua last in Birth by Sleep.
You told me that.
Yeah, but you can sort of swap, I guess, Ven and Terra. It doesn't really matter. But I sort of liked knowing what was going on and feeling each storyline built in more parts of the puzzle instead of having figured out what was going on at the end of one and then just seeing it happen. I don't know. It feels
I see what you mean.
Terra's is the middle part of the story where you get his very small perspective, and then you have that, and then you add Ven's perspective on top of it, and then you have that, and then you add Aqua's perspective on top of it, and it makes sort of a, what are those, the Russian, a Russian doll thing.
Yeah, Matryoshka.
Matryoshka. I guess I shouldn't make fun of you for liking the command board, because there was a period during my final exams in last semester where I was very taken with what was called talent development mode in Danganronpa V3, which is essentially like a really crappy RPG version of the game. But you take them through a board and like level them up and make them stronger, and then you take them into a test and you get materials so that you can get stronger versions of those cards, and then take them through again, and then you make them stronger and you beat it in really horribly procedurally generated. I guess it's not procedurally generated, just like the same map over and over again. Every floor you go in this stupid RPG. But it was very soothing during my final exam week when I was avoiding writing papers.
Sure, except that you should feel sorry for me because I live, like, literally, not quite literally, but almost literally, across the street from a board game cafe where I could have almost the exact same experience, but with actual humans instead
but
of,
not
like,
with Winnie
Cinderella.
the Pooh characters.
I have not played the Winnie the Pooh one yet. I did just get that board, though, so I will play it.
Darn.
That was so overhyped. Merlin was like, come inside, everybody wants to see this thing, and it's just a command board.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I was like, what the heck?
Well, anyway, this has been another side quest episode of Talk This.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
Yeah, so that's what we've been playing the last 2 weeks. Let us know what you've been playing, listeners. And also, check out our brand new spankin' video on our YouTube channel if you love Kingdom Hearts as much as we do.
It is not a spanking video. Just want to be clear.
I meant that in the brand new type.
It's brand spanking new. It's not brand new spanking.
Brand spanking new, I'm sorry. Video about Kingdom Hearts. The first in the Play This series. With the second coming third Thursday in March. Because it's February right now.
Good job reading a calendar, Emma. Also
Thank
this
you.
week,
I had to think about it for a second. I had to think about what month it was.
Also this week, there were 2 new posts up on the blog. We had a Valentine's Day themed post that were some video game inspired date ideas. Folks, fun fact, people don't just date on Valentine's Day. So if you've got that special someone but you don't know how to show them how you feel, go check out that post and see if you can come up with some ideas. I've got some pretty good ones. Some good content there. Featuring also people who made video games. Sorry, spoiler for the blog. But a couple of guys that made video games proposed to their girlfriends. Like, what?
It's a lot of effort.
I was like, I know. I was like upset to find that out. Anyway, also up on the blog is the first entry in season 2 of Clickbait Boyfriend. That's right. We're moving on to Kingdom Hearts 2, folks. This edition is entitled Too Fast Tutorial. It's funny because the tutorial is actually really slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the first part of our 2-part series on the Kingdom Hearts 2 tutorial. So if you like either tutorial in the Kingdom Hearts game, you should either check out our YouTube or our blog, because we got thoughts this week.
Yeah.
People. Incidentally, you can also check out our YouTube, because someday I'm going to post those Flashback Fridays up there. When I told Emma, I was like, oh, what's the password? And then I had already known it. So I don't even have an excuse. But you should also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at Talk This Podcast. So you can find us there for all sorts of good memes and links to our blogs and game thoughts and bonus things and all that Talk This goodness you want between our episodes.
And make sure you share our episodes with your friends if you love them and you think your friends would love them, or you think your friends would like them, or you think your friends would tolerate them. Any sort of vaguely positive emotion, if your friends would feel it about our episodes, make sure they know that they exist.
And so next week, We will be back with another full episode talking about games old and new.
We'll be talking about Planescape Torment and Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Or, Witcher 3, all the different parts of it.
It is going to be a wild ride, folks.
Yeah.
But until then, thanks for listening. We're grateful to have you. And just have a delightful week.